Hi guys, Arkin here, and I'm here with Eyad from Next Level Fitness, who has trained many champion bodybuilders, and he specialises in contest preparation. And we're today going to ask him a few questions about himself and how he prepares his trainers to be the best. Welcome, Eyad.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Let's first start let's ask about yourself. You train some of Australia's best bodybuilders. Tell us about yourself.
I have the passion for the sport and just for nutrition since I was a kid. I have an architectural background. I studied architecture. I would love to be a pharmacist, but I've studied overseas. I ended up in architecture. I have a bit of arts background, and I end up loving the sport. The more I grow up, the more I love every single side of the sport that we do, and I end up training and trying to compete, and I found I have a passion in helping people achieve what they wanted. My grandfather, he's like a chemist obviously, so I've used to live in the family where they like talking about what every type of herb work and what it does. My uncle is a really strong man, and the same, so they have strength in the family. And I started connecting the two together with my architectural background. I like and get me interested really in the shape and the form this sport plays. And you look at superheroes and you think it's something inspiring for a kid. And the more I get into it, the more I liked it. I end up finishing uni, starting with architecture, and I found that at the back of my head always came back. Training people, helping people achieve something, becoming something. And I guess when you have a drive in you, it always comes back. And I've read someone from a year ago saying, whatever you think of all day, you'll become in a few. I think Nightingale said it, and another two motivators. One of the best things in life is trying to do what you like, and you succeed without much effort. And that's what I found. It's like my brain works better on this stuff, and I have the passion for it, and I've started helping my friends. And the more I help people, the more I get people asking for it. And it's first when I started, I wasn't interested in becoming something big, but I always look into I wanna help more people. I like seeing what you can do and knowing about it. And as you know, with competition preparation, there is no book, or there is no science, or there is no reference that you go, oh, page 21 in this reference, we need to do that. And it's more like a chemistry. It's just starting to put together a certain form or base of a science to follow. And I start working, and it's practice. The best thing about it is you practice. And one of the things that I've found out with the years that there's no such thing as a way. There is my way, there's your way, there's no such the way to find. And that's the best thing about it. So you're limitless. You can do whatever you want. You can try anything you want. There's lots of crazy ideas in this sport. There's people who try extreme things, and there's basics. People who try extreme scientific approach and fail. And there's a very basic, simple approach and they succeed. There's lots of factors that play into it. There is the mental factor, there's the physical factor, there's the emotional side, and there is the focus and the persistence that goes, and there is the genetics. So you get a lots of, for me it's not complicated, but it's advanced, smart sport, different than what anyone look at it. They look at bodybuilders and say, oh, these people are meatheads. It's exactly the opposite. The best achievements in sport coming from thoughts and how people, what they can try to achieve, it's by mental ability. And the more, if you look at any advanced sportsman in our sport, they humble us. You don't see morons going and beating everyone on the street, try to annoy a bodybuilder, they leave you alone and just walk away. They're not heroes walking everywhere trying to beat people up. It's exactly what's opposite to what media put bodybuilders explore. Actually, bodybuilders are, in my opinion, my personal opinion, they are really discriminated against because of the shape and the size. People get into data and treat them on the size. Where if you go look at a girl and try to say something because of shape or the size, you get in big trouble. But you tell a bodybuilder they look like a monster, it's fine, or a freak, it's fine. So it is something that I'm interested in, sport, and gets me there. And the more I work with people, the more I like, the more you learn too. It's practice make perfect. You keep going and trying again, try. But practice made perfect, not practicing my way, practicing with an open mind, practicing every single way to find the best that works for everyone. Yeah.
Now this is Next Level Fitness. This is your gym. So if somebody wanted to train with you, they would come here to get in contact with you, or?
Yeah, look, in the past they used, like before technology and internet, they have to see you in person, they have to come and see you or call you and just try to approach it in a very hard way, or just to know to follow up. Now with the internet, it makes it much easier too. So in Next Level Fitness, the main reason I started Next Level Fitness that I used to work with other gyms, and I found that I need a place that I can do what I want, get the people I like, and just, lots of, no disrespect, but lots of places that follow fitness only from 5-6 years. Fitness was the biggest thing. There was no CrossFit, there is no strength training. Everyone stay away. If you look like a bodybuilder, you're not allowed to wear a singlet in a gym because people get intimidated. So I tried to start my own thing and get the equipment also that I would like to use, because with advanced training you need certain things to be able to use them to get these people advancing to where I want it. So there was no gym that had more than 50 kilos except Dorothy, which was far from me. And I had a problem just getting my athletes to train the way I want them with the machines I want. So we started this place, and that was the idea. We started like a family. It's just I have the staff, I have the team, and we work it all together, and it worked well for me. So people, if they want to come and see me, they can they can contact me on Facebook, and we can talk on the internet. I work with people interstate, I work with people internationally, and email, also on the phone or Viber. I work with people overseas through Viber.
Well, tell us about who you work with and who you're currently working with.
I work every year. We work with athletes. The numbers depending how available is my time, because I move business, I start another business, and sometimes you get too busy. But anything between 10 to 30, 40 athletes at a time we work with, and I have a team that work with me too. Work with lots of Aussie bodybuilders. One of the best people that I work with on my core team is like Scott Slam. Still one of my best friends and just great people that I work with for a long time. Abraham, Zayden, so I'll get on the clock, kind of help them to achieve the goal and get them where you want them. Gabby, Simon, Georgia Holton, to Ange Galati, how I mentioned, just getting to the worlds too, and just getting international level. I worked with Luke Wood in the past, first when he was leaving to US through a sponsorship. We worked with Mick Ditzman. I helped him too, and still helping him. I have lots of other names. I have the photos I'd like to be going through. Now I'm preparing about 25 people for the end of the year, so I will take them through one prep. And what I do is more coaching, not a personal training. I don't go and just need to show people how to take rep by rep. It's more giving them homework and working with their lifestyle. So we give them homework, we show them what they need to fix. I take them through advantages, disadvantages, what they're doing, and we'll send them with certain techniques and certain exercise and nutrition. We see them once a week, send them away to do what they need to do. So I don't need to see them every day. Maximum 3 times a week before I come, or once a week, once every second week if they come here. On the internet, we work with them to the same style. I can talk to them once a week or twice a week.
So tell us, what has been your biggest accomplishment as a trainer?
Look, as a trainer, as an accomplishment, it's more ego than I'll a little bit get over this in the last 2-3 years. The more I find every time you achieve a goal, there's a higher goal start. Just show up straight. That's the biggest problem that competitors have. If you hear about just post-comp, just depression, people go, first day they miss the award, come back second day, they're walking to the gym looking like no one else cares. So I've learned from that from a long time to just set goals and just goal after goal after goal. The more you achieve, the better. It's not a greedy. It's not a greediness or just people misunderstand it sometimes. Misunderstood. If you mix, there's a very fine line between achieving and being greedy to get your ego hitting you, because your ego gets you down, 100%. The better you are, the more you understand how little you know. So my achievement was from 2 years, actually from 3 years. Craig Lucas, if you remember, Craig, he used to do, he had the muscle magazine, Hardcore was a muscle. I was telling him, in Australia we have to get the standard up. I used to talk to Tom Doherty, to Graham Lansford, and say, how come from 10 years we used to have Mr. World and Mr. Universe? What happened to this country? We don't have one winner. For 10 years we didn't have Mr. World. How crap is that? But in my opinion, I come from Middle Eastern background, Lebanon, which is 5 million, or Lebanon 3 million live there. We have 5, 6 that went to the Olympiads. We don't have one proper Olympian in the top 5 other than, with all respect to Lee Priest, but he lived in the US for the last 20 years actually. And people like, they get discouraged. We need a hero. I used to say, we need a role model. We need someone to succeed from here, from living in Australia, achieving something. And in the last 3-4 years, the pro shows started getting bigger, the expos getting better, more federations. As much as people don't like it, having 5-6 federations, but you look at the positive side, there's lots of advertising, there's lots of media talking about bodybuilding and becoming something else. And we start having good talents, right? We're having new faces. The best achievement that I look at, and just answer your question without going too far, is seeing, for me, not myself, the whole community, seeing more athletes achieving the best they can, with me or without me. But if I get better, I always have that mentality, and lots of people that don't work with me, they will tell you the same. That I meet anyone in the show, and they'll ask, yeah, can I ask a question? Ask whatever you want. And they say, oh, you don't mind? I tell them, no, I don't. We need to share knowledge. We need to share everything we know. In here, we too naive that we think, oh, it's my knowledge, it's your knowledge. You can go now on Google for 5 seconds and find any information you want. We pass the information knowledge. We pass that, the information, so essentially, information is shared. The best thing is to achieve the best we can in this country. Now we have Mr. World, we have Mr. Universe, we have second Mr. World, we have a pro every year coming out. That's the best. Lots of my athletes, the level of the people I'm training coming out. Just even the starters, the people who come in that have no knowledge, they're building up their knowledge quickly, and I love that. We become bigger and better in a whole other place. That's the best achievement.
Well, let's go on to training.
Yeah.
What kind of training split do you recommend for somebody that's trying to gain muscle?
Okay. You know how we said when we started, there's no such the way. It depends where you are. It depends where you are. And it depends on what you have. If someone who never trained, it's different. If someone who trained for 5 years, it's another. If someone who eating 100% and want to get to the national level, it's something. If it is going to the state level, it's another. If someone want to achieve the world title, it's another. So for a starter, I would say stick with basics. Don't change. There's lots of misconception and lots of different information on the internet that people, it just confuses you. If you want to achieve a goal, stick with the basics. People say, oh, change your program, change it every 3 months. Yes, change your program. If you're going on Olympia stage and you train for 20 years and you push your body to the limit, to be honest with you, what with legs, let's say legs or chest, what's the exercise that you always? Squats, lunges, leg press, extension, and curl. 5. How much can you change? You know, just what can you change? You do 3 at a time, you do 5 at a time, you do 2 at a time, then you go 5 at a time, you do squats before lunges, lunges before squats, presses before lunges, extensions before squats. That's it. So the basics are the same. It's like driving a car. You're going to tell me what's the best way to drive a car? Putting your hand under the steering wheel or over. Over is the best. It is the way. But as a rally driver, you have a different approach. As a limo driver, there is different etiquette. As a taxi driver, you have another way of driving. And as a driver, you can drive the way you want it. but still you try the same thing. It will get you there if you stick to the basics. As a starter, don't confuse yourself. Start with the basics, stick to it, you'll get there. By persistency and following just 5 to 6 meals a day, you'll achieve it. You don't need to, even for Mr. Wood, 6 times a day for a guy, you'll achieve it. 3 main meals, 2 snacks and 1 light shake during the day, you'll achieve it. For a girl, 5 meals a day, 3 main meals, 2 snacks. Now I can go in details of nutrition if you want and what we do through that, but I don't want to take more of your time. But tell me whatever question you need to go.
We'll be going into nutrition for sure.
Yeah.
So how many times do you recommend a person should train a body part a week?
Once a week. Okay, let's talk enhanced and naturals.
Yeah.
And to be just, I'm blunt, like if you want to ask me, I'm gonna tell you straight forward. It is different when someone adding chemicals or adding supplements for someone who's training on natural ability. As a natural, I trained Tim Martin. I used to train him to get ready for the Olympia Naturals. Tim trained 3 times a week, only 3 times, 2 body parts to 3 body parts a day, and he won the Olympia Naturals. While I trained Abraham, and he trained 7 times a week, sometimes twice a day, and I trained muscle group twice a week. So the ability to recover, it helps and it works in a different way if you're going to enhance your body as a natural compared to natural. Your worst enemy is, as a competitor, is overtraining. And Aussies, what we do, we overeat, then we overtrain, then we overdo cardio together. So don't overeat, eat just enough and train enough, resting because we grow, as we all know. We all grow when we rest, that's what we do. But train your muscle enough. Volume training is a good idea, but not for all your body. Like I would do volume training if you have small shoulders. I would train shoulders and volume training, but leave everything the same. The biggest common mistake that people do is they train everything. They start, train my shoulders this way. I'm gonna train my legs, and I train it. Of course, you're not gonna grow. If you have a problem with your shoulders growing, and I gave you a program to train your shoulders to grow, then you hit everything else the same. Those muscles gonna lag because you hit everything else in the same manner. So it depends, but 3 times compared to 5 times is enough. Once a week you train your muscle group, you hit them hard, especially shoulders. And I cannot stress enough on that. Shoulders, it's a different joint than most of the joints, so it's a socket that the bone goes in it. When you're doing biceps, you use shoulders. When you're using triceps, you use shoulders. When you're doing lats, you use shoulders. When you're doing chest, you're doing shoulders. So already you have 4 times a week, you're beating your shoulders up badly. And if you look at, in the industry, at a certain level, any athlete that trained for more than 2-3 years, they're going to tell you, I have a beef in the front rotator cuff, or just the rear. So either or, because of overtraining shoulders. Shoulders simply, 1 exercise for fronts, 1 exercise medial, 1 exercise rears, and you can do 1 for traps. But I can guarantee you, and I'll say any athlete I train, 1 exercise each, they'll be smashed. It's not training, just doing a bit of movement. It's beating the crap of the muscle we train and let it recover. Destroy it as much as you can, give it enough time to recover.
So then what would you say would be a rep range for gaining muscle? What are the most effective rep range?
I've tried different forms. What's a common rep range between 8 and 12? Now, how we can work that out? How I can work it, what suits you? If you have trained for a long time, your capillaries all up in that muscle, your blood vessels, really your connective tissues really work well, your nutrients come to that muscle, you don't need higher reps. But for a starter who haven't trained, let's say, chest, you cannot do 8 reps and get them to feel like what a pro does. I can guarantee you, I would sit with Mike and I would say, Mike, we're gonna train shoulders. He can sit down and goes, you can feel that, okay, shoulders getting up before they start. If you tell a pro, we're gonna do biceps, and just give him 2 minutes sitting there, first rep, second rep, you see the veins pop up. But if you talk to a starter, you train for a year, they would need 12, 15 reps to get it. So you need to build the infrastructure first. As a starter, stick to a higher reps. The other thing that people ask, it's a rep. The difference between a rep and another rep just is the tempo and the mechanic of the movement. So that's a rep. You can do 12 of that, it does nothing, and you can do 12 of, what's the function of the biceps? It's pulling the arm up and rotating it, going straight and going rotating and just ensure squeezing and letting down. That rep, it would take me 8 seconds. So 8 reps times 8 seconds, nearly a minute. You're going into more cardio, into like anaerobic training, into aerobic training. So we need then to do maybe less reps, we may do 20. So the tempo will play a big role and the technique too.
Right.
Yeah.
So how many days a week do you recommend someone should train in a week?
I would, for an advanced trainer, for someone who wanna get to a national level, I would say 4, 5 off season. You can make it 6 if you have a weak point that you want to work on. I would work on muscles like push groups and pull groups at the different days. Not a push-pull program, but let's say you train chest on Monday, then you train back on Tuesday, then you train on Wednesday, shoulders, then you train legs on Thursday, then you train arms on Friday. You mess up. Triceps, what it is, when you use chest, you use your triceps, you use your shoulders. Then next day you use your biceps, third day you use your triceps and your shoulders again. And then again you take one day, so every 24 hours, 48 hours you're hitting them again, you're getting no rest. So I do chest for the triceps for one day, because that's where you use heavies and you push. And then after that I'll do something else, either legs or I'll do back and biceps. So I do back and biceps, chest and triceps. You did the push muscles, you did the pull muscles both, then I'll have a day off, then I may do legs. So you have at least 48 hours now, recovered to 72 hours. Then I'll hit after that, then I can do, let's say shoulders and traps. Then you have the weekend to recover, then you come back Monday. That's a very simple, very effective program that you can use up to the nationals, up to international. If you wanna, as a natural, if you wanna train your body parts, I would train 3 times a week. I'll use 3 big muscle groups and 2 small muscle groups. Or I can follow the same. As a more advanced, if I want to talk to someone who want to get a pro card, want to get to a award title and up from there, really they want to lead, I'll train each muscle group separately. Because I load carbs, every muscle I'm training separately to work on a certain points. Then I need to look more into muscle maturity and corners. I'll look on the shoulders and say, I need to just be sure that the cap from that side is going well. So I'll try to more get tailor exercise that need there. Triceps have to be the outer side of the triceps more down. So I'll do the presses away and I'll go more advanced in it. So I'll train each muscle group. More likely to get the focus, to be able to get them to stay there and train for more time with the focus. Now with all the amino acids and all the supplements we have, you can do that in other ways. You can take aminos, you can get some carbs before training, halfway through, have maybe Vitargo, and then you can hit another muscle group. There is different ways, but that's the basics. And for natural, always be sure midweek you'll take 1 day off, end of week you'll take 2 days off at least, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday time. It's more than enough.
And how much rest time do you recommend between sets if someone wants to gain muscle?
It depends on the fitness level. So if someone's very fit, they may take 60 seconds, they may take 45, 30 seconds at a time. If someone who gets tired quickly, they may take 2 or 3 minutes. If you train legs, definitely, I'll tell you what, after squat set, I dare you to touch the bar again before 2 minutes, because you won't be able to reach your max 70% of your max. But after the bicep scales, you put the dumbbells, you turn on, okay, I'm ready again, let's hit it. So I do a test, it's a breathing test. If you can talk normally, then it's done. So I'll talk to clients. It's raining. They'll look at me, so how do you find the settings? Okay? Yeah, I feel fine. Yeah, get it. So that's it. With the squats, when they tell them sit down, crease your lips, and try to go hold, and then slowly. That's the way of loading on oxygen. To get your body recovering in 30 seconds to go into 3 minutes. So get them to recover quicker so they can get back. When they feel like out of breath, this way you get a couple of minutes out, a couple of minutes out, the best time, that's a resting period. The workout should not take more than 55 minutes, unless it's legs and you're doing quads and hammies together. And you're enhanced. If someone enhanced, yes, we'll take for any natural, no more than 45 minutes. You know what, 35 minutes is more than enough. I train Tim, when we train, 35 minutes he used to finish the workout. Come in before work, 35 minutes, he goes in, get out. You know, I used to say, how this guy natural looking like this, come in, leaving in 2 minutes. Just barely we start warming up. But that is how it is. And I'm against lots of cardio. I don't like doing lots of cardio. We'll get to that.
Yeah. Okay, so with time spent in the gym, 55, max 55
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not chit-chatting on the mobile, not talking to the girlfriend behind there, just having not just being socialized, just socializing, just going in, smash the weights, train hard, recover, stay focused. I tell people to the gym, leave all, when you walk in, I have a sign, leave your gear at the door. So you come in, you leave all your problems at the door. You train and leave the gym issues in the gym and leave, do what you need to. People go to work thinking about the gym, come to the gym thinking about work. Not just come in, they'll have 45 minutes a day. Do it and leave, and you'll be able to achieve what you want.
Is there a scientific reason for that too? For example, is there a certain point where the body, after you've been in the gym for so long, is it being cooling down, or is it something that also comes into play?
Yes, thanks for mentioning that. It is normally your liver. Look, if we talk about storage in your body, what's the three main macronutrients? I was getting to get to that when we get to protein, carbs, and fats. Your body store fats as a fat storage, and as becoming fat, that's when we start storing fat. Carbs, we store in the liver and in the muscles as glycogen. So in the liver, we store about 40 grams, and in the muscles as glycogen. Protein, where do we store protein? In the muscles. So lots of questions you get, or lots of people used to tell me, oh, you tell me you train those bodybuilders, they look big, but when they train, you go down. Think about it. If you have someone who's fat, how you get them to lose fat? You don't feed them. What your body uses is the fats. For an athlete who does runner, or athlete like performance athlete, you get them to load carbs and take sugars after training. And why? Because you load them with glycogen so they perform next day better. Don't load them with glycogen. What's going to happen? They won't be able to perform. Okay? You don't give them oxygen, they won't be able to run properly for my country. So for the bodybuilder, where we store our protein in the muscles. So the only way we keep protein in the muscles. So when you don't eat, what's going to happen to this storage? It's going to go down. Amino acids going to be used because you're not eating enough. That's why we eat. That's why we eat 6 times as a bodybuilders a day, because your body needs protein. Don't store it. A normal person will eat in the morning. Let your body use the protein, and then in 6 hours you eat again. As a bodybuilder, you eat in 3 hours. Your body absorbs about 80 grams per hour of protein. And that's just, if anyone's smart enough, they understand the dosage, how much they should eat protein. And that's why in 3 hours, that peaks and goes down. So after 30 grams, 40 grams, it's down. You have 2-3 hours of a gap with no protein. Your body uses what you have in the muscles. So that's why we eat like that. With the training, 45 minutes you live in a cover. After 45, you're down. Even if you're training at the same time, you don't eat enough. You train 30-40 minutes and you go through, right hand, you sit down, you go, 2 minutes, I'm fine. What happened when into ketosis? Into ketosis, your body starts using fats. And that's, I don't want to go do that, because change of alkaline, change it if you're not competing, just to clarify that. I want to be sure if I'm building muscle mass, I want to use glycogen, I want to refill glycogen to be sure I'm just using glucose. It's the best source of energy. And I'm not a big fan of the keto diet for many reasons. And one of them, a simple reason, look at Olympic staging. All the top 10, I dare you find one that's through the years that wasn't keto. So if the top athletes looking like that, I'm like, why are they using ketosis? Just it's a great idea for sometimes 3 hours sports, sometimes at a certain age with certain hormone levels. But for a bodybuilder who want to get as big as possible, if each gram of carbs brings 3 grams of water to the muscle and 70% of your muscle is water, why want to take fats just and forget the muscle, the carbs? And if you think about it, if you use fats as a fuel, so if you use fat, it's like logs of wood. If you use monosaturated, which by the way I'll get into that. Monosaturated, I love monosaturated fats. I'm not a big fan of the flaxseed because it's good. Flaxseed is great in theory. It's plant, but it's a monosaturated, it's polysaturated fats. Well, we have the extra virgin olive oil, that no one can make money on, so no one interested in. But it's like when you put gas on fire. That's how it burns. Very good. It's monosaturated. Directly your body brings, why I want to take polysaturated? Why I want to take saturated fats? Where you can have something simply to fire up your fats and get it burning. And you can use carbs for the energy. So that's another point we can go through.
Well, let's go on to now the nutrition. Let's talk about the different macronutrients. Let's start with protein.
Okay.
And why is it important? Protein, fats, and carbohydrates.
I should have left the protein part.
That's all right.
No, it's coming. So, proteins, as you said, as a bodybuilder, you need to retrain as much as you can amino acids in your muscles to build them. Now, carbohydrates, as a glycogen, it fills the muscle, but it fills them, and that glycogen restoration, I'll go through it soon, how much it depletes with every session. But protein, your body takes about 80 grams per hour when you eat. It boosts before training, when you train, and after training, because your body will break it down. Now, in Australia, we overeat proteins. And lots of the issues that you see with athletes in the last 5-6 years, that's serious issues. It's related to protein intake, not related to drugs. That many misconceptions goes around it. What we do with the protein intake, it's if we take more than, for me, 1 gram per pound of your lean body weight is enough to build the muscles you want it. 1.5 is a max. Now, I've tried lots of people coming to me, they take 500 grams, 600 grams of protein a day. That put pressure on your kidneys so much that it can destroy my kidneys. By the way, people get scared from, my liver, my heart is an issue. Liver, it's an issue, but kidneys is the only organ when it's done, it's done. There's no going back. When someone is kidney levels high, over 2.1, dialysis or transplant, and they finished regardless how advanced they are, realizing they just started, and that what kills kidneys is the high protein intake, because your body works double. We eat, instead of 3 times, we eat 6 times, so we're already overworking our bodies. Then you add your protein intake from 1 gram per kilo, that's the RDA, into 1 gram per pound, that's enough stress. People add it into 3 grams per pound. That's 600% more than what your body takes. So literally you're gonna use what you need in 60 years, your kidneys to cover you. You're gonna just use them in 10 years. And of course people get in trouble. Protein, very essential, but overrated in a way that supplements company have protein everywhere. It's making money out of it. Now there is a global shortage of protein. It doesn't make sense. There's no shortage, global shortage in no way. It's just demand that we want to sell more, Protein intake at the really levels I said them before, at 1 to 1.5 gram per pound, more than enough to make an Olympian champion. So we stick with that. Every 3 hours, you can add shake 1, twice a week. Supplements are very effective at this stage. Before, not that much, but in the 3rd generation supplements plus, they are effective now, and they are very good absorption. Before we used to say BCAA is not absorbed. Now micronized BCAA is absorbed really well. Instead of having 60 grams of protein, take 20 grams plus 5 grams BCAA is bigger. You get all the minerals you need, all the proteins you need without overeating. Instead of people go on keto, eat lots of protein, use the protein as a source of energy to break it down, and use some essential fats and non-essential fats, and just saturate it. And it's just your body clogged, and your just acidity changes the blood so much that it scares when they stop. They want to go back to normal. So with the protein, we stick with that at that level. Every 3 hours a meal, and you can add a shake after training. Hydrolyzed is great. First thing in the morning, your growth hormone will be up. Don't take carbs straight on. I would take a shake, or I'll take a bit of aminos if you're doing cardio. Don't do cardio on an empty stomach. So have this simple ways. Everyone that have a bit of knowledge in the sport understand that point. And I'm just putting it straight there so it's clear for everyone. If you're doing cardio before a show, bit of aminos, we do in the morning, do the cardio, come back, have a shake or with oats, or eat oats, or have carbs in the morning. Don't take fats. it would boost your growth hormone levels in the morning, because when you wake up, growth hormone levels at its minimum, so you must catabolic in the morning. Now, if people are enhanced or non-enhanced, both ways it works. Because if you add something chemical to increase it, or you don't, same way, it's gonna still work. If you're natural, you need every bit of growth hormone release. If you're natural and you add a growth hormone, you add something to release growth hormone or supplement to release growth hormone, it's gonna give you more potential to release it. But if you eat carbs, it's useless, you just waste it. Pre-training, carbs and protein will be absorbed a lot. That's why it's very effective. Through training, I would not take pre-training. I used to be a big fan of absorbing carbs and how it worked with insulin releasing and how insulin levels affected. And with time, it just cleared up more and more. You understand how it works. And when insulin working, growth hormone doesn't, and the other way around. So carbs through and before, but not through the whole workout. Maybe the start of the workout, so let your body release growth hormone. Then after training, do not take carbs straight after training. All this BS that goes around, finish and take a weight gain. You don't, because growth hormone, it's big, and you shut it down. Give it 20 minutes, those 20 minutes, have a shake. WPI hydrolyzed, work well, any company you want. There is lots of good companies out there with a high quality. Okay? Best test to do in WPI, if it's hydrolyzed or not, if you put it and use stir spoon, just see if it dissolves. If there is no milk in it, it dissolves. This means it's pure WPI. And that's another thing. If you're lactose intolerant, you can use WPI hydrolyzed, because that's the lowest lactose and there is no sugars. After that 20 minutes, you can add carbs and you can add protein, 2-to-1 ratio. So, and after that, you can go back to with carbs levels. Carbohydrate, if we use, let's say, if you work on calories and a simple form to do it, and that's what I'm good at when it comes to what we do. So we go, okay, how much you need protein, what's your body weight, how much you're going to get to, 70 kilos, okay, 70 times 2.2, that will give me 150 grams a day. That's 150 grams a day of protein you need. 150 grams of protein a day, that's it, times 4 gram per calorie, calorie per gram, sorry. That will give you about 600 calories we got from protein. So if I'm going to be about 1,500 grams, of 1,500 calories, I'll add the carbs to it. I'll add 300 grams of carbs. Times 4, 1,200 plus 600, 1,000, just 800. Is it? Yeah, 1,800 calories a day. So I can have 300 grams of carbs with that much of a protein to be fine. Then what's left, I'll add fats. Now people say, oh, well, why we have fats? And people argue about essential fats and how it is. But we forgot that when you eat chicken breast, read the ingredients. The 100 grams, how much fat? There's 4. You eat a kilo a day. There's 40 grams already in there. You just eat 40 grams of fats without eating, and that's if you're eating chicken breast. I'm not talking red meat now, I'm not talking full eggs. So you're already getting 40 to 50 grams of fat. Why I want to add more if your intake max should be about, for girls, take 1 gram per kilo. So 50 grams a day is fine. And for guys the same. And it's very condensed in calories. If you give someone 10, 20 grams of almonds, would it be a filler as much as, think about 20 grams, how much you're giving calories, or half a cup of rice? Always I'm going to choose half a cup of rice, because it's going to give you much more energy, it's going to give you more stability through training, and it's a filler. But so I prefer choosing that. So I'll do carbs through the day, and then I'll add the fats with what's left of calories. And when I want to drop, I start dropping the carbs, and I'll have one day that I'll increase the intakes as a cheat meal. I'm not a big fan of a cheat day, cheat meal, and you build it slowly, but you monitor. People are gonna say sometimes, oh, yeah, you prepared this guy, and you got him on 1,500 grams of carbs one day. How? And you said you're not a big fan of high carbs days. It depends where they are. If your metabolism start getting faster, you look where you are and you decide what to do. If your metabolism getting faster, you don't drop calories, you add calories. If your metabolism is going slower, again, you have to do something to boost your metabolism. Maybe I'll make the food intake more frequent. Maybe I'll add more carbs in a certain times that your body burn them and get used to them. Maybe I'll add some essential fats or just like monounsaturated fats. So to get more, your body burning them. So we use that. Then with fats, I'll add it on top if needed, where it's needed. With girls, for young girls, it's needed essential fats to a certain degree because they have the hormones, the female hormones work with essential fats. It prevents them losing their period. But never use fat and carbs together in the same. And that's something. It's like trying to run your car when you guys have petrol together. It's not going to happen. You have one and you switch off the other. When you take carbs, your body switch off fats. When you use fats, your body switch off the carbs also. So I'll be sure I'll use one at a time. It makes sense?
Yeah.
Any more information you want me to go through it with the macronutrients? Like, do you need to go more details?
What do you think would be useful for someone to know? Which parts of the macronutrients?
Look,
most important.
Most important part, even if you have carbs before bed, it's fine. Which people think, oh, but not a lot. If you want to have carbs, I gave hints. So when I say your liver would restore about 40 grams of carbs, hint. You don't take more than 40 grams of carbs, you're gonna lose weight per meal. You know what? You don't go and eat 2 cups of rice and think, oh, you're not gonna lean up. What's extra, it's gonna go into your fat storage. So I'll keep carbs about 40 per meal. Pre-training, post-training, you have a window of nutrients open. So pre-training, if you have 2-to-1 ratio, protein 1, carbs 2. So 40 grams of carbs, 20 grams of protein work well. With girls, 10 to 20 work well. And then through training, bit of branch chains. Post-training, you'll take a shake straight, but it doesn't now. With girls, I would say protein intake, if you work on your body weight, you would know with girls, more than 20 grams of protein in meal, you would not need it. With guys, more than 35, 40, you won't. The only reason I see that people go 50, 60 grams because there's lots of protein to be sold. There's lots of protein to be just, if I'm gonna tell you take that tub and use 20 grams, well, you're gonna buy one every second month. At my shop, I'm gonna sell, instead of $40,000 this month, I'll be ending up selling 20. No, you use 50, use 60, and it's your body gonna use it. Use 20 is fine for girls, max. For guys, 40 is fine. Work on carbs. If anyone doubts carbs, just please watch the Olympian, I think, seminar, Mr. Olympias, all of it. Watch George Farrell, some of his seminars with Kai Green, what he does. Watch even Charles Glass, potatoes, even white potatoes. Watch the pros when they come to the pro show. They eat white potatoes. All our bodybuilders, all local shows, they never eat white potatoes. You guys see the pros putting white potatoes and eating. Why do you think they use white potatoes? Because carbs work. No one comes in and asking for just essential oils and can you please get me some flaxseed or get me. They'll eat that. No one asks for anything before a show, just nutrition. And in our culture here, drugs is overrated. It's overrated badly because of the I don't know what made the cancer, because it is a big issue. They treat bodybuilding or if someone caught with, let's say, growth hormone, it's the same as they caught with heroin, and it's Schedule 1. And it's like you get on your record that you're a drug dealer, even if you have a bit of any enhancer substance, it goes under Schedule 1. I think it's make that, it's like, you know how the war against drugs, or war against terrorism. If you go, oh, it's not good, lots of people go, oh yeah, it's not good, it's cool. And they start overestimating. I'll give you an example. From 20 years, they used to say, oh, there's this thing coming up. If there's something called, let's say, X or Deca or Prima or whatever, it's the best thing. People look at it as a magic pill. Back in the 80s or in the 90s, bodybuilders used to travel from place to other, and there is no communication. You go there, and one of the drugs that we have, Charlie Duke, a friend of mine, suddenly they went to Ireland. And not Irish, they would drink a bit, so they go to the pub, have a beer, and go and squat. So one of the guys come back from the pub holding a beer, drank a beer and just start squatting. And it went everywhere. Everyone going back to Europe, a beer and a squat would get you growing. And everyone was drinking a beer. Imagine smashing 2 beers and going on squats under 200 kilos, trying to get it out. And the same, we went in the past in the milk and milk diet. We used to eat normally and drink 7 liters of milk, drink milk to the gym, with 5 liters of milk, drink it in the gym. Then after that, the trend was eggs and meat. So you have a kilo of meat, 24 eggs, and that's your diet. That's dieting into a show. That's how you diet. So it's at the different times there is a secret. There is something that you do. Then it was in the 1975, they come up with this water loading and salt loading, and taking the sodium out, and it was more to make it scientific. And now till now, everyone drops salts, and which the newest thing, you don't drop salts. You don't. And I have actually one of the athletes, I'm not gonna name it, I'm not gonna say. Some people drop salt 28 days out. You're killing them. It's a heart attack on a plate. Imagine you dropping your sodium, and you know when they check a cancer disease, if they want to see if you have it, they check sodium levels because it affects your neuromuscular transmissions. Imagine you dropping your salts for 28 days. If you drop salts 24 hours, lactase will work in 24 hours and it's done. So there is lots of different ways that people think it is the magic pill that works. If someone is not ready, you don't do nothing, they're not ready. And if they're ready, you don't do any silly things. How many times you get it? Oh, you should see me yesterday at home. I want you to be on stage. I want you to look like that. Now next morning I ate or flatten out. What they do when they flatten. When people flatten out, very hard to get it back on the time you want it, time frame. So take a bit. And that's the issue. We talk about drugs are overrated. Training, it's overtraining or under-training lots of times because of persistency. People will train very hard today. They go tomorrow to the pub and they don't eat well. Whatever you put in your body, you are what you eat. In bodybuilding, you are what you eat. If you eat crap, you're not gonna have it. It's like running your body on a crappy fuel. It's not gonna work. Putting crap in your body, you're gonna get crappy results. Having a slow crappy workouts is gonna get you nowhere. Training hard, but being sensible. When I say training hard, there is a fine line when training really well and doing something stupid and injuring yourself because you're pushing yourself to the limit. As an advanced athlete, you push yourself to max anabolism. And anabolic and catabolic in your body work, it's like a balance scale. And you know what? If you think about it, always catabolism winning. Because we grow up, get to 20 years old, you're anabolic, and then suddenly from 20, catabolic go a little bit higher, you get anabolic up, you get anabolic, and we end up dying. That's why catabolism wins. So when people tell you, I trick my system, it's bullcrap. No one can trick this. No one can trick it. You don't trick nothing. If you're telling your brain, oh, you know what, listen to me, your brain, you need to do this for me, and I don't want you to understand it, it doesn't work. Your brain, your body is a perfect machine. You work with your body, not against it. You don't put yourself in a starvation mood. You get your body to burn more calories, and then you burn fats. So it's always, I have people walking in, I have guys, I'm preparing now, let's say, I'll tell you Paul Julian, I'm preparing. He's lost so far, now 9.5 kilos in about 8 weeks. He's now on 150 gram of rice a meal, 5 meals a day, 150 gram of chicken to 120 gram of chicken a day. On Saturday, he'll eat 700 grams of carbs to 800 grams of carbs. Lost 9 kilos. This guy used to go on no carbs for 15 weeks. Of course he's gonna look skinny and walk on stage looking like nothing. So, and he has a great trainer, but it's the knowledge. I'm not, with all the respect, it's a way of approaching things. And others the same. I prepared Alex. Alex won the WFF. Got him on WFF. He was eating 1,500 grams of carbs on Saturdays and having 250 grams of carbs a day, a week. Imagine you dieting like that. Instead of going no carbs and going to the gym, I barely can walk in the treadmill. I don't know how I'm gonna push myself. It's torturing yourself. It's burning, with the chain. It's the watch. If there's one missing, it doesn't work, regardless how good it is. And that's what the training techniques and dieting and the food and supplementation has to be complete, not overdone. People focus, it's like a car, rally car. They go, I want the engine bigger, I want the engine, put supercharger, put turbo, put everything. Forget you have no wheels, you have no tires, man. You're not gonna go anywhere. And that's what we do, is just balance everything. Don't overdo it, balance everything, be persistent, keep going, you'll get whatever you want. But, as we mentioned at the start of the conversation, know your goal. know where you're going and go there. You never get in the morning in the car and say, I'm going to turn on the car and I'll see where I go. You just put the keys before you get in the car, you know where you're going. You get in the car and you turn the car. You go to work, you have a schedule daily to achieve, to be able to get a yearly goal in business. Why we do planning? It's the same thing, you have at least to plan. And I mentioned it before when we were talking. Jim Rohn said it once, and the Brain Tracy said it's, if you write down your goal, you have 1000% just ability to achieve. You have 1000%. Just you boost it from 100% to 1000% to achieve just by writing it down. Imagine writing it, following it up, going through everything in writing, being sure you're doing the job you need every day. The other thing that works a lot with people training and work in their head is that they sit down and they go through the past experience. They go, last year I competed, I didn't do well. The year before I've tried, I couldn't make it. The year before this guy beat me, and they go in the future. Now I have to diet 5 months, and I have not to eat cake, and I have not to, and they bring it all in 1 minute and make him feel like destroyed and get you down. Never, when you're trying to achieve a goal, you do one step at a time. They say the 100 miles start with one step. You start one step. Now I'll eat my meal. 3 hours I do my other meal. Then leave the rest every day at a time. And that's a really good goal. They go, man, I've been training chest for 2 months and I couldn't get it up. I go, how long? How long did you train before for trying to fix your chest? 5 years. So 5 years, you get a bad chest. 5 years training on. You want in 2 months, you're whinging that you didn't get your chest fixed. Or I'm dieting for a month, I just dropped 3 kilos. Oh, great. Oh, no, I need to drop 20. So tell me how long it took you those 20 kilos to put on, and you want to just do it like, just get a magic wand and just take it. That's the main thing people need to focus on, is give it as much as it's needed, and just give your body time and focus on your goal. Don't take your eyes off your goal. Keep looking at it and achieve it. And you know, it's the best example everywhere around you see it. Abraham. When I got Abraham first, when I met him, I was talking to Greg Lucas. I told you, the guy was telling me, we need someone to be able to become a big guy that can do it from here. Abraham showed up. When Abraham showed up, I told him, what do you want? He said, I want to be a pro. His first one, I want to be a pro. I want to be on the Olympic stage. So when we went to the wards, I was getting him off. Told him, the way to do it is to hit national level, do state, nationals, you beat everyone. Then you go into international. You don't go for a pro card. No. You need to prove yourself. You go to oh, do I have to win the World Cup? You need to get top 3. And guess what? He got top 3. He didn't say, I want to be Mr. Ward. Look at Jake. What Jake want? He want to be Mr. Ward. He got Mr. Ward. Justin was. Before I went to the universe, I don't train Justin, but he's a good friend of mine. And we talk. And I told him, Justin, what do you want last year? What do you want to achieve? He said, oh man, I want to be in top 3 in the universe. I want to be top 3. When I finished when I went in the universe, I got 3rd. And then I told me, next year I want to be number 1. That's how you need to think. You came here wanting top 3. You get what you want. Be careful what you wish for. Justin should beat everyone. He will beat everyone. But his goal was to be top 3. Mike Holton, this time when we went to the Worlds, he want to win the Southern Hemisphere. He's winning the Southern Hemisphere, looking unbelievable. I told Mike, let's go to the Worlds. Oh, I want the Southern Hemisphere. Well, he went to the Worlds. Get 7th or 8th, where he would have been able to get the top 5 easy. But that's it, he won the Southerns. He got the Southerns. So depending on your goal, your brain really works on it subconsciously. So we have 10% of our brain is conscious. And there is 90% subconscious that work 9 times more than your ability that you know you can do. We have trillions of cells, not a million, not a billion of cells in your brain. Trillions of cells. The ability to use them is we're using 10%. We're not tapping to the 90%. That's why people go, oh, wow, what I've achieved this year. Tell me, how did you think this year? Tell me, what did you, how well you do. Go into the show. If you look at Charlie's Duca, one of the videos, if you look at it at YouTube, first when he came to Australia, they interviewed him 10 days out of the universe. He said, Charlie, how do you think you're gonna do in the universe? He said, I want it. They went, 10 days out, you didn't win nothing. Charlie wasn't trying to be arrogant, but an athlete going, driving every day to the gym, eating every day of the year. Year out, he was winning. Year out, he was getting ready for that show. 10 days out, he won it every day. He'd go to bed, watching that trophy, and he said, and guess what? The first year that Charlie won the university, because he know it, he just went there to grab the trophy. So your goal is the most important thing in my head, because whatever you believe, you achieve.
Back with the nutrient yet, with what you're saying with the proteins and the fats and the carbs, what type of foods, especially pre-workout and pro-workout, would you say are the best ones to have?
Okay. Proteins, if we talk about proteins, the major type of proteins people use is eggs, chicken breast, red meat, or kangaroo, like a red meat will have either cow's meat or kangaroo. If I look at eggs, one thing I have, I agree with many people about it, egg whites. Lots of people have the egg whites. I want egg whites. But the egg, as a full egg, it's a very nutritious value, because that's what make a life. You get a drink out of it. So, but the yolk that have the main nutrition. Well, lots of people go get the whites and eat them and throw the yolk. I always, if I want to put someone on eggs, I'll say 2 full eggs, 2 whites. Mix them, put them together, because in the yolk there is 5 grams of protein and a very high value, nutritionist value. Have the essential aminos. In the whites, no. Whites, why you use whites before a show? Because it's a filler. Half a cup of whites, it fills you, and try to take 10, you'll get diarrhea. So you'll take them, they run through you, you get the runs, it's fine. Red meat is another good source. The red meat is more slow release. It's slow release protein. You take red meat. I give my guys and girls red meat before going to bed, because you eat it, it fills you up. You chew the red meat for 20 minutes to swallow it. Your body works on it 8 hours to break it down. So at night it's very good. Chicken for me is still one of the best options. Now the problem with the chicken, you know how the chicken, you look at the breast, it's white. Do you ever remember, like in the past, or if you go, have you ever went to Europe or to Thailand? You see it's yellow. So chicken, or even the pork, it's not white, it's not pink, it's yellow, and it's just genetically engineered. That's something that's, if you can get good nutritional value food, if you can get organic, I'm big on organics. If you can't afford to, the problem here that we want everyone to be healthy, but we want them to pay triple the price for it. So you can go to Macca's and grab a quarter pounder for $5, especially. But if you want a healthy meal, you go and pay $20. Well, shouldn't it be the other way around? Because healthy is supposed to be from nature. It doesn't take any work. It should be just straight on. No, we pay double for it, and that makes it harder for you. But just get a fresh food. Be sure you don't get canned food. With a protein, get a proper protein. The chicken breast is okay, but try to get organic. It would be good. Eggs are the same, organic, or at least omega-3 eggs. Red meat, get them from a farm, or just get another processed meat or fed. We talked before about cows fed on grass. They have omega-3 fats. So in the meat there is 10% fat. If we're getting the bad fats in the meals, that affects you too. Pre and post workout, chicken through the day or fish. The problem with fish, and the good thing about fish, now problem with fish, you get farm fish, you don't know what they're feeding them, and we don't know what they're eating. But if you have a friend or a fisherman that can bring you fish, fish is one of the few things that people, like humans, do not tap into it yet in their lives, and feed them what they want. If it's from the sea, or as a fisherman can get them fresh, eat fish is the best thing. Try to get the fish that's not too fatty, just something that wouldn't be deep sea fish, or would be like orange roughy, or just get a flakes, but just get a fresh fish, it's better. Tuna if you have to, but imagine to have something sitting on a shelf in a can for a year, and it's a meat. What the hell they add to it? I don't know, and you don't know. When someone tell you they're eating healthy meals, and they'll bring that, a packet of rice from a Safeway, while sitting on the shelf for a month, add into it a pack of tuna with a a packaged sauce, and taking greens, and that's it. There's nothing healthier about it. So healthy meals now, it's a different approach. It's all processed. And now try to get fresh food. Fresh food is the best from a farm. My friend, drive if you have farms. Now you can order them even online and get some food. It's fine. Meals, if you go overseas and check how Thai food, it's a bit of rice. Look at, a bit of meat with lots of rice, with lots of veggies, and you look around, no one's fat. Look honestly, look around you, no one's fat, and they eat rice like not tomorrow. So if we can follow with the proteins, how much you need, take organic food, higher amount, and keep it healthy and work it down. You don't go with dieting and drop your food down. If I want to take before workouts, I'll take carbs, about 40 grams. Remember we said how much the liver can save. Protein, 20 to 30 grams. I'll take 20 and I'll add a bit of amino acids. Then you can add more carbs. Work your carbs through the day. If I want to have 150 grams of carbs, and let's say 180 grams of protein, let's say with proteins. 180 grams of protein if you're about 90 kilos, or 80 kilos, 85 kilos. Over 6 meals, you'll end up how much? About 30 grams a meal. So 30 grams a meal. That's to stabilize, to keep your body weight the same, or just to hold your body weight. Then I'll add carbs on top. So with 180, I'll add 300 grams of carbs. I'll split it into 5 meals. So 180 over 5, which will give me 35, about 36 grams of carbs. 36 grams of carbs, nearly three quarters of a cup. If I make it 4 meals, that will give me a cup of rice. So 4 cups of rice with 30 grams of protein. When I say 30 grams, it means 30 grams of pure proteins, yeah? So 30 grams of pure protein is about 120 grams of chicken. Or if you work it out, chicken is about 23 grams per 100. That's another point that is very important. You need to understand, know how many grams of protein per chicken breast, per red meat in meat and in eggs. Read it once and have it on paper and you remember it always. One of the basics that we follow. In rice the same, in oats the same. Let's say rice 47, oats is 67. Or roughly say it depends white or brown rice. And don't work a lot around what's the glycemic index. Glycemic loading maybe, glycemic index is not much. Get insulin level play another issue with that. So I would take carbs before with a protein about an hour before training, bit of aminos through training or before. After training, we mentioned it, you take a shake, 30 grams is more than enough. 20-30 minutes later, you get home and you make a meal. You see people finishing the workout, sitting there with a microwave, hurry up, and they get grumpy if the food is not ready. Have you ever finished legs workout and you felt like eating? I never did. When you finish the workout, what do you feel like? Throwing up, if anything. So if your body telling you, I need oxygen, why I want to feed it? Your body barely need oxygen. We need to oxidize. We need to antioxidants getting in and just be sure you recover from it. And then you feed it. The last thing your body needs is food. And listen to your body. If you don't feel like eating, don't eat. If you're trying to walk and you're trying to eat and your body don't want it, your body telling you you're gonna make me fat. Your body telling you that. Lots of times with skinny people that I'm trying, someone skinny when I eat more, you know what I do? I get up to do cardio. Bit of cardio. So for me, I used to be 53 kilos when I started training at 181 centimeters. So I used to be very, very skinny. The only way to increase your appetite, do cardio. That's why when girls start doing 2 hours cardio, I'm dying. Of course you're gonna die because your metabolism gonna be just going like more tomorrow. So just having a bit of cardio to help with getting more food. But have food depending on your body, what your body asks for. And if you're starving, you have a good chance that you're shutting down your metabolism if you're trying to diet. So eat depending on how your body asks for it. And be sure that your food is a good food. I run before training and after training. Chicken breast is good before and after. Rice is a great value. In the morning, oats is good. Don't add a protein to the oats if you're heating it because just heating protein sometimes it kills it. So have the oats, heat it up, wait a little bit, add some protein on top and eat it, or add some eggs, full eggs in the morning. Last meal, I would have the red meat, it would work well. Even mixing mince meat and minced chicken. I use it before a show. I mix them together. Fish, it works really well for girls because fish, it doesn't sit in your stomach. You go through. Before a show, 8 weeks out, we may take fish. Everyone knows it that you take fish because it doesn't feel it to block you. Just go through, and it's easy to have. And you don't want to sit there trying to bite a chicken when you barely can have your mouth just feel like stuck together. That works really well. Have a little bit of oils, essential oils. If you're not having the carbs on the meals, if you're having carbs, don't have them. Add veggies, and don't get those greens just mix. Just cucumber, tomatoes, lettuce, any type of green leaves would work well, and keep it simple. Don't do anything else. That's basically, there's no magic, as I said, like what everyone needs, but keep it healthy, keep it organic. One of the main issues that I try to talk about.
And how often should someone be eating?
Every 3 hours for guys. With girls the same. I would mention before 6 meals a day for guys, 5 meals for girls. Because with girls, they have the tendency to pack on more fats. 5 meals, 3 main meals, 2 snacks. 3 hours in between is fine. Girls, I want 2 hours before going to bed, I will get them to eat. With guys, they can eat an hour before going to bed. If they do cardio, do it before last meal, not after last meal, or in the morning, which would work well. Workouts in the mornings, it's okay, but for a natural, it's a bit hard in the morning to train. When they max catabolic, they train in the afternoon after 3, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock as well. But having said that, I used to train Tim in the morning, 6 a.m. before going to work. So it's not like don't do it because you're not gonna make it. You'll make it. But there is 2-3%. When we talk about this, about 2-3% that's gonna affect it. 70% is nutrition. 15%, 20% is your training. If you eat well and don't train, you're gonna be in shape. But if you train and eat crap, you're not gonna make it anyway. Okay? Regardless what drugs, the drugs make it 5-10% normal. And no way. If you check Kai Green seminar, Kai Green get a pro card when he's natural. If he's natural, get a pro card. Guys, walk to the gym. What I need to take pre-workout. I'll start training today. First day in the gym, they ask you for pre-workout before they touch the dumbbells. It's going like, now people going, oh my God, I forgot my pre-workout. I'm like, I can't train properly. BS. People used to train for the last 50 years with no pre-workouts. It's a tool to use, but it's not an addiction. People start now addicting to this stuff. Put any caffeine with sugars and you get the perfect addictive tool. That's Coke for you. That's Coca-Cola. And that's what energy drinks do. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about a bit more about contests.
Yeah.
You've trained champions. So, what is the key to a successful diet? Okay. First planning, number 1. Because as we said, if you're not don't know where you're going, you're not gonna make it. Someone on a freeway, if they're walking on a freeway, they may beat you if you don't have a GPS and taking a back road. Regardless if you have a Ferrari. We agree on that. If you know your direction, you know where you're going, you know you get there. Now, you're gonna do it like a turtle, going slowly, or like a hare, or you're gonna run or walk or zigzag. As long as you're in that line, I can guide you and know where you're going. If you're not, then there is a big problem. So that's number 1. Number 2, how fast will I get there? So if we say there is in dieting, I would say, that's my way. What's your way? There's no such a thing as the way. So if I want to go to the city, there's hundreds. But Alex may took the freeway all his life and know that there is only way to get to the city, it's the freeway, because I've tried that. If you get someone in the desert and they made it civilization, they get anyone in the desert, they will tell them if you want to go, you go that way only, that's the only way to get to the city, because they know that's the only way. As a trainer, it's a different ballgame. You need to find every single one. If I want to go to the city, I can take the freeway, you can take a taxi, you can take a bus, you can walk, you can take your car, you can use a helicopter, you can use a motorbike, you can use a bike, you can take a scooter. The same. So if you want to get there, what's the best way is depending how much time you have. A prep, if I look at it as a prep, and the key to success is you first measure. I look at an athlete, if they're fat, off season,
and they really need 20 kilos to lose. 12 weeks, 16 weeks, not going to do it. 20 weeks, not going to do it. To be in a perfect shape, they have to prepare a whole year. They have 20, 25 kilos. With rubbers alone in midsection, I would need a year to be on. As in, to be honest, like they can make it. I can make them get it on 16 weeks. But don't ask me to be the best of the best that you ever could be in 16 weeks in that shape. If someone have abs and have no fats on them, and they're balanced, 14, 16, 12 maybe. Now, if they have abs, they're not balanced, and I need to build a muscle group, then I need at least 4 or 5 months. Because you need a time frame. If you train them once a week, that's what, 20 weeks, 20 times, you have 20 sessions with them. And they have to lose the weight, they have to drop everything, and they have to build that muscle group. We need 20. If someone out of shape but balanced, 20 weeks, 25 weeks would do. Now, female and males. Females would need more time than males. For one reason, we have higher level of fats. With females, a lean female is about 20%, a lean male is about 12. So 12 to 8. If I work with females, I'll give it 26 weeks. Work with males, sometimes 20 we do. The key is to be ready 2 weeks out. So I'll put the target 2 weeks out. You need to be ready in shape 2 weeks out. Then the last 2 weeks you play with them. With females, they have to be 4 weeks out ready. The glutes and hammies will be still watery. You can work with that. The fats on the back side of the legs, and that's lots of females have that problem, have to work on 8 weeks out. When you reach 8 weeks out, it is one of the things I say with comp prep. When you reach 12 weeks out, I say it's all. That's it. You don't play. You don't take a chewy. You don't have a sweetener. And that's actually a very bad habit with comp prep. People take sweeteners. I tested it on people. I've tried it so many times. If you diet 100%, give you sweetener 5 times a day, you'll gain weight. Okay, why? If your calories are down, I look at it. It can be these calories. That's low calories because of insulin. When I say ice cream, you go. Your pancreas can hear, yeah, that's insulin for you. So if insulin is the only hormone that transfers fats, not making fat, but it's transferred from the stomach to HB, or diverting extra protein or carbs into fats. And that's why insulin started from 5 years or 10 years. It was the biggest thing for 12 years. The insulin is the biggest anabolic hormone because it's a delivery hormone. It's a shuttle bus. Whatever you have, yep, put it in and let's stay where it should be. But they found out later if it's a very good anabolic hormone. Have you seen any diabetic looking like a monster? Oh, fat. Interesting. You get fat in the morning. And actually, one of the first things a doctor will check with diabetes, say, oh, are you gaining weight? Oh, you need to check your insulin levels because you gain weight. Now it doesn't discriminate, so it takes everything through it. So you have to be careful when you peak your insulin levels. If I want to peak insulin levels, I'll peak them once a week. Twice a week. And I'm someone who looked into insulin every single detail before. And I looked at it, and actually one athlete came into me from last year and said, oh, yeah, I've done everything you told me, I'm doing everything you told me. And how come, don't flip on me now, don't tell me you don't do that. So since when? He said, I'm from 3 years. And one of the good athletes in Australia, oh, so mate, you're kidding me, you're gonna tell me what I've told you from 3 years ago. That's 364 days a year. Times 3, that's more than 1,000 days. I read 20 minutes a night. So 20,000 minutes I read since then. You're gonna tell me I'll be in the same mentality? I'll be a storm. I'll be the worst trainer in Australia if I do that. You have to keep reading, keep updating yourself, keep seeing what's right now. In 2 years, we're gonna sit there and argue it. So we try to build knowledge through it. And that's with comp prep. You do that, you change things. If you take sweetener, it's going to boost your insulin to go back to the subject, and it's going to stuff you around. So you have to be sure everything we write down, you follow it to the T. And if you don't, 1 spoon of mayo, I was listening to something Josh Farah said in one of the seminars, 1 spoon of mayo on a hamburger, it makes a difference in 26 months, gaining to 24 pounds. The same with another guy without the spoon of mayo. So imagine the effect on the long run on your diet for 6 months or a month or 2 or 5. So there is a different magnitude. And another game when you start adding little things that you don't talk about. You stick to the diet, you stick to the goal, you put your goals as it should be, you follow it and you monitor. The other thing that we need to do is monitoring where you are every week. You don't go 4 weeks, I'm dieting, looking, I'm not going to look at the scale or see how I'm looking. You take photos and you see the progress and you end up putting the photos every week. You go, okay, yeah, I've done well. Oh, what happened there? I went backward. I'll go back to the diary and I'll see what happened to the diary. Lots of time too that make a big difference with females is the stress. So with girls, if you want to talk to females, 1 week a month is lost because they get the period. And 1 week a month ovulating. So you have 2 weeks a month. That's already gone. Hormones going crazy. All you have to work with is 2 weeks clear a month. Imagine if you mess up those 2 weeks. 4 weeks, no, that's why I said we need longer period of time. And we need to be careful with female hormones, how we work with it too. So a girl at her 40 different than preparing a girl at her 20s, definitely different than preparing someone at their 50s, right? Their hormones levels just settle down. So that's another game that we play. If someone enhances and someone not enhances, another issue too. But it doesn't help with losing fat, by the way, with losing fat. So people think, oh, he's on this or she's on that. It doesn't matter. Getting lean is hard work. And it's hard work. And nothing hurts more to athletes, I tell you than knowing that they are very good athlete that worked building muscle for 5 years and they did not work hard enough in the last month and get beaten. That hurts. That really hurts. And I tell, in every show we go to, I tell athletes, if you're not 100%, you keep your mouth shut. If you know you're lost, even if they tell you you're the best, you should want, and you know you're not 100%, something you've done, you should have done better, you keep your mouth shut because you know you didn't do your homework. And that really hurts well. So that's in a comp prep. Do you want to go through the last weeks in a comp prep? Yeah, so the last week, dropping water, keeping water up, and how you try to do it. There is different approaches. Now, you should be ready 2 weeks out. When you're ready 2 weeks out, you're practicing your pose, you're being sure you're presenting yourself really well on stage, and that's another issue too. Posing can make a big difference, can make 10 to 15 to even to 30% difference in how you pose and how you point your elbows or your legs and how to hold your posture properly, and if you're shaking or not, and how is your stamina on stage. To be able to deliver, to peak on that day, you need to be sure that you deplete yourself well. When your body goes to a certain level that your body fat is very low, you're gonna feel like crap. So it's well known, they say, the best looking guy is not the best feeling on stage, or the one who looks the best would feel the crappiest. Your body lets you know there is no reserve. If you don't have money, if you wake up in the morning and you find you have zero money in your bag, you have no money in your pocket, you're gonna panic, don't you? That's what happened to it. They're saying your body can go in the morning. There is no fats. There is not. If I get sick one day, you die. That's why the immune system goes down a lot, because the immune system just go in a low, very low level with no fats. You start to bring your water up, and you add some salts. You take some more salts. Don't drop salts. Have water. Add salts, because if you add water without salts, it's like drowning. Your osmosis goes really bad, and just you don't hold water inside or outside the muscle. Or your body look at the ratios, salts to water ratio. So if you increase water, you add salts. Now you start dropping the water. You don't need to drop to zero. Never in your life, your body go on a starvation. You can live 40 days without food, but you cannot live 48 hours without water. Go through. So people drop water a lot down. You drop them down and you drop the salts a bit with it, so your body go on illusion. Not as an illusion, but the ratios. Stay when water is 10 liters and you have lots of salts in it. You drop your salts and you go back to 4 liters. It's like you haven't been taken. And your body pull that water into your muscles. Now inside the muscles you have the potassium more likely, and outside the muscles you have in the blood and under the skin you have the sodium. But sodium is important and it's dangerous. And your body can shift water in the last day. I'll start slowly dropping it down. And again, when you have carbs, the problem when people spill out is they take carbs a lot and keep the water up. So for every time you add carbs, you drop the water a bit. So when you add carbs, you drop the water. How much? I need to take it through personally, or otherwise I'll be. If I point a pointer, your weight is an issue. How much you hold water is an issue. If you're female or male is another issue. The age is another one. If you enhance it naturally is another one. So work it out and work with what your body does. It. That's the best advice I can give. You load them, you go down 24 hours before the show, get the carbs down to be sure your body suck in totally. Get herbal diuretic if needed, something like dandelion leaves do well. Even there's tablets, even drugs that you don't need to do much. If you're ready, you're ready. You don't need it. Just a bit, just a touch. And if you're ready, don't do it. If someone looking shredded glutes, hammy separated, quads, deep detail, why you want to give them diuretic? It's just you're gonna flatten them up. 100% they're gonna flatten them. So you look and you walk it and you keep. That's why lots of athletes use lots of pros and many of the national level athletes, they use trainer because at that stage you don't know if you're 100% or not. And all your friends can look, you look great, but on stage, beside all the other top athletes, you don't know how good you are. You need to nail it. Nailing it, you need someone to guide you on those days. Normally, I tell the people I prepare, last 2 weeks, you don't listen to anyone, you don't talk to anyone. Keep your ears closed, you go into your training, you trust what I'm telling you only, because you get everyone gonna have the 5 cents saying you're right or wrong. Yeah? And that's it. Through the show, you can have a little bit of carbs in the morning. People take sugars and take alcohol. It's all making them feel okay. The alcohol the night before the show, people take it just to relax and work as anti-diuretic. It just relaxes you and can get you sleep a bit. It's a simple form of prepping. What else? Other details you want to say?
What's most effective foods in diet effects?
Food?
Yeah.
Simply chicken breast or fish with veggies, rice, it works well. Add amino acids, add a shake, WPI or hydrolyzed, it works well. And it's as simple. Eggs, you'll drop them off the last week or two because of the contents and just it may give you problems. But chicken breast is still the best. Red meat, I prepare many on kangaroo too. You can use kangaroo. As long as it's a pure form of meat, it's fine.
What about cardio?
Depending how much your body needs. I like adding cardio slowly from 12 or 8 weeks out, depending how it is. I prepare people with cardio, without cardio, with an hour, with 2 hours, with half an hour, with 20 minutes. And I prepared once 3 guys together, one with a high cardio, one with no cardio, one with minimum cardio, one on high fats, one on high carbs, one no carbs. Just keep it there to compare, and you see the results. You do cardio if your body needs it before going on a show. Cardio is good because health-wise, it keeps your LDL and HDL and cholesterol on a good balance. You don't stand on stage and it gives you more stamina. It works well, but don't overdo it. Cardio more than an hour a day, it's a bit too much. It works. But if you're behind, you're gonna do more. If you're ahead, I'll cut off cardio. If your metabolism starts going fast and you're taking carbs and your body eating them, drop cardio 1 week out cardio. Normally I'll focus on pausing 2 weeks out and I slow down the cardio.
What kind of cardio?
Cardio, look, I have this argument before. A lot of people go, is it better on the stepper? Is it better on cross trainer? Is it better walking outside or better on a treadmill? Or do you want high intensity cardio or slow? Cardio, if someone who worked as a group instructor and had that before, they do 5 classes a day, 4 classes, they don't need cardio. Their body used to that. You don't get it, or you may do intense cardio, like you go through high intensity for 30 seconds, a minute long, high intensity 30 seconds, a minute long. I would look, if I want to do cardio, I'll check the age, how old is an athlete, if they're 30. I'll go 220 minus 30, that will give me 190. 190 is 100% of the maximum. What I'll do, I'll use about 70 to 75%. So 70% of 190 is about 130. So I'll be sure that the heart rate is between 125 and 135 or 140. And I work on that ratio. So I don't count when they're doing cardio. They know that I've been for 30 minutes of cardio when they're working. They're not sweating. That's not a cardio. They have to work it out till they start. Their heart rate hit 110, I'll start counting. Now we start counting. I'll go about 40 minutes between 120 and 140, and I'll keep it at that. Now that's gonna change because in 2 weeks they'll be going on and tell me, I've been on doing 5 for 5 weeks, it's not working last 2 weeks. Okay, jump on the treadmill. Let me check your heart rate. Your heart rate is 100. How are you not burning fat? Just barely moving. It's 100, like if I'll tell you any story, your heart rate jumped to 100, just sitting and walking to the toilet, you get your heart rate jumping there. Or it goes to 150. You need to monitor it. You can use a treadmill, you can use a bike, you can use a cross trainer, you can use a step, you can use step mill, or revolving stairs, or walk outside. Check your heart a couple of times, be sure it's at that level, and it's a good way to measure it is the talking test. Again, so if you're talking, you don't want to be going, I can't breathe. At the same time, you don't want to be able to talk normally. You feel that your heart, you can feel it. You can start hearing your heart rate, your pulse. When you start hearing your pulse, good, you're at a good level, and you hold that. For 30 minutes, 45 minutes, it's good. Be sure you're not having carbs before you do your cardio, because you'll be burning carbs.
What about weight training? How does that change?
We used to change it. In the past, we used to. Now we don't. The way before what we used to do, if someone training for off-season trying to pack on muscles, then they go into a competition, go, oh no, your upper chest need to be worked on. You need to work on your weaknesses off-season. So if you work on off-season your weakness and you get to a show, you need to hold the same way in training and take it to the show. You need to keep training heavy. You need to keep doing your max. And you need to be sensitive. Just one thing is sensibility with the weights, that your joints have less water in them. So if you try to lift 250 squats or 100, let's say, squats, and you're struggling, your joints going to be cracking more, and you're more sensitive to injuries. You may get injured quickly more. So be careful with the weights, that you do your reps in a good technique and you have someone watching it, but keep the same weight in training, keep the same reps, maybe run even a little bit when you finish on the muscle with a higher reps just to burn it a little bit more, but definitely don't change it. Because you may tone your muscle. Imagine if you're hitting your chest from a certain angle for a year, then you shift with a heavy weight into another angle, you have a great chance to tone that muscle, rupture that tendon. Yeah.
So do you bring down the volume towards the end, last few weeks?
Last
because they're
few
on
weeks,
low calories, like pretty restricted deficit.
You don't have, depending again how far they are and how good they're looking. If someone looking good, I had last week squatting 6 plates aside, ass to grass, last 2 weeks. But the year before, he wasn't able to do 4 plates or 3 plates because he was already ahead. If you're already ahead, your carbs are high, your energy is high, you hit the gym with your max, your low carbs maybe 2 days before, you have the energy with the weak part fine. If you're low energy, you have to go slow. You feel that you can do it. But the volume of training, the more you do with the training, the more you burn calories. So your training, if it is more, I'll pick up the pace of the training. You don't rest 2-3 minutes. You may do a little bit faster because you need to keep going and you need to do your max. Under one condition, you don't go supersets and lose strength and drop the weight. You need to be able to perform 100% the fastest you can. Make sense?
Yeah. What are the biggest mistakes you see people doing here for carbs?
Dropping carbs. That's one of the main things, or taking lots of fats and dropping carbs. Because if you start shrinking quickly, you drop carbs, you're gonna shrink. You have no glycogen. Or don't have, people before used to tell me, why do you have a cheat meal? We don't have a cheat meal. Well, simple form, if you get your body to live on 800 calories, your body can adapt to 800. If you hear of the HCG diet, they put girls on HCG, they're tricking your body that she's pregnant. You know how girls get pregnant, they don't feel like eating, so they don't feel like eating, and they put on 400 calories. Of course the girl gonna lose weight, because she's preventing herself from starvation. But what you're gonna lose is muscles. So that's one of the main things. Or skipping meals, or having a wrong cheat meal. So when someone goes on low, high fats, having whatever they want, they diet all week, well, and they go Saturday and eat pizza and a burger, or eat ice cream and other things. They lose 3 kilos, they add 3 kilos and they don't lose it. So you have to monitor. You drop 2, you add 1, you drop 2, you add half, you drop half, you're in trouble. So if I lose all week 1.5 kilos or half a kilo, then I have a cheat meal and I add 1.5 kilos, I want to be sure by Wednesday that 1.5 kilos gonna go. By Wednesday, I drop 1.5 kilos. You have 3 days to work on dropping a little bit. then you come again, or you have fat load, or whatever you want to achieve. If you eat a lot, you don't go back to your diet. So if I ate 10,000 calories on Saturday, people come Monday, oh, I ate so much, I'm screwed. You have 6 days to work on. If you ate too much, it was your decision. Go, oh, I couldn't stop it all night. You couldn't stop the first meal. You couldn't stop it after. If you ate and kept eating, it's a decision. It's not a mistake. It's not an accident. You do that now. You go no carbs. You do low calories. 5 days. You do lots of cardio to burn. And when you go back to zero, then we talk and we see what you can do. So it's always where you are and you know what to do. And that's where people mess it up. And that's the big mistakes. They tell you, another one actually, people come to me and say, Eyad, I'm very upset on someone. I say, that's your diet last year. I've done it to the dot. This last year I won, yeah? Tell them, okay. I've done it to the dot, look how I look now. Tell them, okay. Are you the same weight? No. Are you trying the same techniques? No. Are you even in the same mentality? No. How would you expect from a year's time something that I was seeing you every week and know exactly? If you're going to St. Kilda, I don't tell you in 15 minutes you turn left, in 20 minutes you left, turn right. I will tell you when you see that sign, you go right. You go on the freeway, you add 100. When you reach that sign, you drop to 80. You go into that. That's how we need to work in the same way. So that's the biggest mistake that people do.
So what are some general tips that you give to somebody that's
competing? Okay, general tips. First, keep diet. Second, the only time to be scientific on comp prep is the last week or two. Measure your food. Measure. If you don't, off season, you don't have to measure. You don't have to walk around with a scale like many go, oh, I put my, you don't have to. You weigh it, you know roughly what you're eating, and you go through the comp prep, you need to measure your food. Buy a scale for $5, you can get one from a $2 shop. If you can't afford it, just $5, just a basic one, measure and go through it. Be persistent. When you start dieting, put an alarm. Well, that's the best way to do, to get your body clock. Right, I'll go 3 hours alarm, 3 hours alarm. First 3-4 days, guess what? In 5 days, in 3 hours, you're gonna go, I need to eat now. I know I need to eat now. And that's you get your body into that habit. Hit the gym one day at a time. Don't look forward, don't look backward. Don't go, oh my God, what I'm doing now. Do what you need to do on the spot, on the day. If I need to eat in 3 hours, I'll eat. I don't skip it. If you can't eat, have a protein shake. If you can't have a protein shake or eat, we have an issue with organizing your time. If you couldn't and you're in a meeting, then I would consider maybe a protein bar. Before a protein bar, a little can of tuna. Just have 100 grams of can of tuna, will do. But always prioritize good food, then a shake after the shake, maybe a bar, but do not miss a meal. Don't miss 2 meals. Don't get obsessed with following procedures to the dot because X said that. What worked for you, worked for you. And we're human beings. I am unique as I am, as how I am. You're not going to find another Eyad on the whole planet. The same with you. You're not going to find the same athlete with the same body weight, with the same insertions, with the same muscularity in the whole world. So you need to tailor what we say into what suits you and work it out. That's what people, you read a book, I follow it to the dot and I go, lots of the best results we got when I take all the crap away and I clean all the supplements, I clean all the vitamins, and I go, that's what you're gonna eat, 5 a day, and you're like, oh no, I need to take my vitamin C. I said, don't worry about it. I need to take glutamine, don't worry about it. You know what? If it's working in the last 12 weeks, you wouldn't be asking me. Just put them aside for 2 weeks. Let's get clean because I can control. Don't take variety of food too. If you're having seafood and you're having chicken and you're having ducks and you're gonna end up with something wrong. You stick to plain, clear food. Take your sauces out. Be sure you add salt and add some peppers if you want. Keep them straight. Chicken breast, rice, potato or sweet potato and oats, fish or eggs. It always works. There's no magic pills. There's no magic recipes for this. And tailor it to your body weight and what works for you. Measure and look at it. Take photos, check where you are. It will work. Get advice from not a friend. Lots of times friends, they'll be careful to be nice to you. You need someone straightforward. And the people that I train, they'll tell you, I'm blunt straight on when it comes to telling them how they look. Because you have to be honest, you have to have someone you trust. They can tell you, if you're fat, they can tell you to your face. If you're not ready, they tell you, they don't tell you what you want to hear. And that's the best way to approach it.
Now, let's go back to the most important week. That's a final week.
Yeah.
You know, some of the stuff I might have already gone over, but let's go for training. What does someone do for the training in the final week?
Okay. I've trained people, there is a general rule to follow, but I've seen people that train to the day of the show. Abraham would train the day before the show, everything, and go to the show. Have others, if they would train a week before legs, they would look water and full with water. If you train to failure, you don't want you train in the gym and feel, pumped up. You cannot do that last week because you're filled with the blood. It takes all the details out. So you need in the last week of the show to do the reps just till before failure, just before, you know, the last rep when you go, I can't do it, just before that drop. Your reps, make them 15 to 17 because the more reps we do, like 8 to 12 would not deplete like enough. When you hit max and you go near max at 17 reps, you gradually deplete it well, so you'll be able to refill your muscles more, especially the muscles that you're gonna load on. So if I'm gonna load, shoulders are small and I need to load on Wednesday carbs, I'll be sure Tuesday and Wednesday, those days before, I'll eat carbs and deplete them with higher reps, and I'll eat carbs, fast carbs after that to fill them. Legs, don't train much. Try to have your water up, drop them through the week to a level that it's okay. Your carbs, your load, depending on how to find out how that works. I would load about 3-4 weeks out, or when you can see details, I'll load once and I'll load 500 grams and I'll take photos. Before loading, night that you load, in the morning, midday, night, day after, in the morning, midday, night, day after, up to 72 hours or more. And I'll see when you would peak. Either you would peak at 48, 72, or a little bit after, depending how much carb you take. When you find that time, you go back from that hour that you look good into the loading. And you practice that in the day of the show. You go from the show back to that day that you peaked, and you do the same. Now, common mistake people do, they do the same, but they'll take you back. Or they do the same, but they drop water. It's not the same. When you drop water, you do the same, and the same practice. 2 days before the show, you don't need to train. You need to flex. And the last week of the show, if you think about it, you don't go on the show, on the stage, and you go, now I squat to 100, and I show you how good my legs look. You pause and flex. So the last week, you don't want to train. You need to be sure that you're flexing everything properly. So I work on getting people, if they do front dump rise, I get them, stand there, hit 1, 2, 3, hit them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Why I do that? Because you know how many times you see athletes on stage, you're like, oh good, no, I'm gonna die. So we try to get that to stop the shakes, to be able to fill the muscles quickly in the last week, so when they pause, they don't shake, they will look good. If they call them 5, 6 call-outs, so once I've trained Scott Slammer 1 year that he didn't have and went back to IIFYM, and they tortured him on stage. He was 16 times call-outs, 16 times. So imagine someone going, how much he gonna flag down? And the guy, they pulled him in and he was looking better. They compared him to every single athlete. So go with the first top 3, go with the second, go with the 4th, go with the 5th, with the 6th, with the 7th, with the 8th. By the end of it, the crowd was shouting, just leave him alone, just let him rest. And he won 3rd, he got 3rd with that. But the key was loading him well and get him to practice the poses. So I was going, yeah, I can do it all day, I can do it, but because of practice, that helps. Holding your poses, hold them well, get someone to monitor them, get your carbs well, feed your body in the morning, be sure you don't take lots of water, don't do anything stupid at the end of the show. I tell lots of people because they excited, athletes getting excited, getting in the day, they work all year and they have 5 minutes to go on stage. Someone would say, I took a bit of vodka and you know what, it worked well, or I took X pill and it worked well. They're ready to try anything. If they're ready, they're ready. If they're not, they're not. Don't panic. That's another one that worked really bad. Panic can increase your, with the girls, it messes up the hormones badly. If you look at the pyramid of effectiveness, what affects just mainly the hormones with girls, it's insulin and cortisol. Before you go into female hormones, it messes up their levels well, the way they look. Get a girl pissed off before a show and she can look crap in 24 hours. The guys, the same. The anxiety, and getting frustrated and just getting, you need to be calm, you need to rest, listen to music, lie down. You know what I tell all athletes? All the work, the hard work that you need to do, you've done a month away. Now it's time to enjoy the show, just relax. Not a vodka, not a drink, not a pill, not a pump gonna make you win or lose. Already done the work. People who rush at the backstage, watch it. People who rush backstage never win. Because they're rushing, there is a reason, they didn't do their homework. Always, the winner is relaxed, knowing what they've done, knowing every day they did what they should do, and they can't wait to walk on stage. And that's another key. Don't panic, don't rush, the hard work is done.
Nutrition.
He's already gone over that. It's fine. Yeah.
Sorry?
You've already gone over that.
Yeah.
And spoke about water as well.
Yeah, with the water, look, there is 2 or 3 ways of following water. You take lots of water, you drop it, and you have the salts up. Then, when you go 3 days out, you get water with no salts, or they get pure water. I've tried that before. It works. But without it works too. So I tried it with that. I've tried it with the dropping water. I'll go, let's say, Saturday, depending, let's say for 100 kilos. I'll give 100 kilos a weight athlete that I can put as an example. I'll get them, let's say, Saturday before the show, I get them to take half the amount of loading that they're going to do on Wednesday. So I get them to load, let's say, 350 grams of carbs. Then Sunday, I drop 350 to half. It goes into 170 something. Monday, I dropped the 170 into half again, so 60. Tuesday, 60 go to 30. So that 30, going from 350, it's 10%, it's 10, isn't it? So it's like depleting your body of everything, but you're still having your oats in the morning, you're still training after the oats, you're still okay. Then I'll load up on Wednesday. When I go into the 30, my water goes from 8 liters, let's say 6 on Saturday because I have carbs, go up to 8 on Sunday, up to 10 on Monday, up to 12 on Tuesday. Wednesday, I go up with carbs into 700 grams, goes down from 12 liters into half, 6. Thursday, my carbs go down into 350, the water go down again another half, it goes into 3 liters. Friday, that's, I'm talking if it's Saturday the show. Okay, so from Saturday to Saturday, I do a week. So on Friday instead of Thursday we do 350. Friday I do 170. 170 I'll finish about 3 p.m. 170 I'll finish the carbs about 3 p.m. And the water goes from 3 liters into 1.5. 1.5. The next I'll go 750. So 750 the last day, and I have no salts the last day. I'll take something to get the water out if needed, depending again how the athlete look. And I can add fats at night. Now, if you start looking stringy, if you start looking everything pulling and I'm looking like I'm losing details, they can eat a good meal. If the show is in the morning, in the afternoon, I'll go get them to go out and eat maybe parmesan and or half a pizza, cheesecake, have a bit of Coke, chips, depending, I need to see where they are. And that's where it's begun. So people would be going, all right, they'll see you doing that, they'll go and eat it, and they're not lean enough. If you're not shredded, don't do nothing. Keep training as if you're competing in 2 weeks. Keep dieting as if you're competing in 2 weeks. You need every day. When you load, it's wasted. The whole week is wasted. So that peak, it costs you a week. If you cannot always, leaner would beat bigger. If they are balanced, it's always going to be. So what's the best to do is to keep going. As is, to the day of the show, drop the water 24 hours out a little bit, add some water pill if you can or something. There's lots of natural stuff that work as good. If not, thiazides, just a little amount they have to be used under supervision and under the doctor should tell them they want to use diuretics because it's the most dangerous thing. That one and insulin is the most dangerous drugs people have to consider and understand how serious it is. It can kill you on the spot if it's misused. And it's not gonna make you win. It doesn't make anyone win. The winner gonna win anyhow. They give you that 2-3%. Have to use it very carefully if needed, and being sure they relax through the day of the show, and they have a bit of carbs about 2 hours before the show just to give them that energy when they pause to keep looking better and better, or have a chocolate bar. You've seen it so many times with a bit of salt if needed, if they're flat before the pause. Yeah. That honestly, as much as it covered onto a comp prep No one will do more advanced. You don't need anything more, even if you want to win a universe title or become a pro. That's how it's done. Okay.
With supplements,
Yeah.
how do you separate, there is millions of products out there.
Yeah.
How do you separate good supplements from the bullshit?
Yeah, that's okay. It's tricky. Look, I don't want to name names. I can't. All friends, and I have very good friends that do great jobs, and I agree with many things some people do, and I disagree on lots of others. First thing you look at supplements, if it's clinical grade, if it is guaranteed that it is what it's saying, that's number one. If it is high quality, don't buy Chinese crap. Because you'll find lots of cheap stuff in the market. If it's gas that you feed in your body, okay, just be careful that you put good stuff. Don't buy overpriced stuff. That's something else, because my name is Eyad. I can charge $350 a session. There is about probably 250. That's bullshit there. It's just you pay what it's worth. If it is worth it, lots of local companies, they work it well. Big companies do that, but there is, remember, one supplement company very big, and that's no disrespect again, they making money. The main reason to put that is the business to survive, and they have it for normal people that will follow it, not for athletes. Maybe small that goes really well and tailored to what athletics is to work well for me. I know what's in it. Stay away from fillers. If you read, if it tastes so good, it's not so good for you from the way I see it. It should taste like a protein. It tastes like a milkshake. There is a milkshake. There's a hint there. It tastes like a milkshake. There is lots of additives. Be sure there is no chemicals added to it a lot too. So simply, if it is a protein with added sweetener, it works really well. When it starts adding lots of things, there is an issue. If I have a protein with added vitamins, added like something to burn fats, it's fine. If added some nutrients else, it's okay. Stick with simple forms of supplements. Supplements progress a lot in the last 2-3 years that it became a science, because now supplement companies make lots of money. They can employ a scientist to do it. They can employ someone with a PhD, pay him $200,000 a year and say, I'm gonna look into this, and you're gonna make it look good, or you get fired. And that's an issue. You look into independent research, what they're saying about these supplements, like I mentioned before, BCAAs, branched chain aminos, it's very good. Before it used to be absorbed really bad. But some supplements like some plain supplements, they claim that it's their aminos are the only absorbed. It's not. Others are absorbed. Good. As long as it's micronized, it will be absorbed. Hydrolyzed protein is really good, because hydrolyzed means digested, partially digested. But it doesn't mean normal WPR is not good. It is good, but it's going to take 20 minutes to digest. If you have a time, 20 minutes, if you're not taking it straight after training, may as well take a normal one. I would not waste my money on extra on hydrolyzed. But if after training, it's pretty good. Pre-workouts, they're good. They give you nutrients you want it. But no one won the Olympia because they took pre-workout. No one won a world title. Pre-workouts make you feel good, give you a boost, work on your ego a bit. But when you use it every day, it makes you addicted to it. Creatine, glutamine is more, for my personal opinion again. Glutamine would boost the immune system, but it probably is not going to work as good as BCAAs. Creatine is voluminizer, but it's not going to make a Mr. Olympia. It's added to pre-workouts work well. Sustained release protein, it's pretty good. But I would not replace 3 meals a day with sustain. I would replace 1 if needed. If someone works as a truck driver and I have 2 guys that do that, I'll tell them, you on the road, you'll have a shake and you drink it on the line, like on the way to work. If someone have a meeting, have a shake with you, keep it there. If running through, if you do a job that's like factory worker, you can't take 15 minutes off, you have a shaker and you drink it, it works well. A meal is a better form. Now, supplements supposed to be called like, it's dietary supplements, it's dietary supplements. So if God made the food, no one can make anything better than God, I believe. Food is number 1. After that, you supplement it with supplements. It works well. Multivitamin is a good thing to have. Have 1 multivitamin a day. I like taking multivitamins before going to bed with the last meal, because we take vitamins to grow, not to feel good. So in the morning, it's a good multivitamin to make you feel okay. But if you want to grow at night, you may as well have those multivitamins, especially with water soluble, that you can use them. Vitamin C, vitamin E are more antioxidants. One fat soluble, one water soluble. Have it before workout if you want it. Have it there. Q10 work well. More if you want to take probiotics. One a day if you feel you have problem with food, it's okay. But that's a lot. Fish oils, 5-6 a day. You can, but you don't have to take them always. If you're dieting, you can add this stuff. If you're eating really well, there's big opportunity that you don't need them.
Yeah, from what you've said,
Yeah.
you've pretty much, it is very clear that you've had champion athletes. From everything you've said, your knowledge is shown, it's reflected on your knowledge, that this is why you've had champion athletes.
Thank you.
And one thing I've noticed from listening to you is that it's not just bodybuilders. If there was a person here that played basketball, a person here played tennis, a person here that just wanted to be successful in their career as a lawyer or a doctor, anyone here would have got some value of what you've said. Because what you've said is not only helpful with eating, but also achieving something in life.
Yep.
And I think our viewers will agree that you've got a lot to offer, and we thank you for everything that you've said to us today and the information you've provided. It's just valuable, and like I said, anyone here would have got some value for what you've said. So thank you very much. Where do you see yourself going next 5 years? What is your goals?
Look, as I said, thanks first for having me, guys.
Yeah.
And it's great to be able to talk openly and about these subjects and details for that long, to be able to go through every single detail. We love this sport, and it's what I do normally. I do coaching, as I said, and it's something to help anyone achieving their goal, whatever their goal. That's why it's next level. It's next level. Whatever you are, will be able to get you further in life and what make you happy. Someone would be happy with winning a local show. Someone wouldn't be happy to win a nationals and want to get to Olympia. That's another. Someone just want to walk again. Someone have a knee injury. Someone to advance in their career, having more energy. Someone being healthy. And it's all under the same ceiling. The goal from when we started, we work in servicing. We work in making this happen. And I love this because it's something that you can do in life and put your head on the pillow every night and sleep happily. And you think no one walks in here and walk out the same or without having a positive experience, as in they take something with them. That's my main goal. When you ask me what's the best achievement, so it's everyone being better. If you can be better, if you can give something good, it's gonna come back one way or another. My main goal was to create a bit of atmosphere and people around us in here to be able to get good people in a team to be able to achieve whatever we're going to achieve and bringing the standard in Australia up. Not me, I'm not being arrogant, don't get me wrong for our athletes. It's just getting our standard better. We progress the whole world walking forward, and it's relativity, it's the law of relativity. If there's everything going at 10 kilometers an hour and we're going at 9, we're lagging behind. It's to get better. I would love to have the next level, just expanding a bit more, getting bigger, becoming with our knowledge that we're dealing with in here, becoming something that giving positivity and making bodybuilding a good name. There's lots of bad hypes going around. This sport, that's the mother of sport. Every single athlete I train footy players, I train basketballs, I've trained guys that did soccer, I've trained just normal athletes, swimmers before, and I've trained lots of different athletes in different forms of people like rehabbing. It all gets back to bodybuilding. We love to see people really understanding how important, even with actors they do it, even with just CEOs, they need to try to be able to mentally cope with depression. And the depression, the best tool to depression. I used to tell people when I'm stressed, ask the guys when we moved, if I don't train every day, I'll be going nuts. It's just the best antidepressant and make you focus. You have to be in life balance in 3 things: physically, mentally, and emotionally or spiritually. And it doesn't. It just doesn't. It's the best balance you can get in that. If we can get better, all of us, if I can get the living on what we're doing, proper living and bring something to that sport a little bit different, a little bit better, I'll be right. That's what I am for in the next 5 years, getting more athletes succeeding, getting their goals, and normal people just from starters to do the same, to achieve whatever they want to achieve in life, and I'll be happier.
The team at Muscle Project, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Thank you.